Hello friends, welcome all of you once again in our IndiBuzzer technical solution channel. So friend, last time we have seen what is API and different types of the API. So concept related with the API last time we have seen with very simple examples and the analogy. I hope all of you have understood the previous view on what exactly is the API and in very detailed example and the analogy I have given in the previous video. So if you have not seen that video, please watch that video first. I will put the video link in the description, and then we will continue for this video. So in the today's video, we are going to discuss about how we can test the API. Okay, and using the Postman tool, we are going to test this API. So what exactly the Postman tool, that also we'll discuss today. Okay, so in the today's video, we will use the bookstore API, and using that bookstore API, we will fetch the details of the book from that particular website of the books. Okay, so let's continue. So as you can see here, so as already we have discussed in the previous video also, what exactly mean by the API, what is the concept of the API. So last time already we have seen the API is nothing but is an interface or kind of software utility or bridge between the two applications. So in order to allow two applications to communicate with each other, to interact with each other, and in order to allow one application to send message or some information to another application and allow the another application to receive the response, there is a need of some bridge or interface, and that bridge or interface is called nothing but called as a API. Okay, so here you can see we have, for example, one application. This is the application one, and we have the another application, that is application two. If this application one want to communicate with this application two, then there is a need of some interface or bridge between these two applications. Okay, and if this application two want to send some response to the application one, then there is also need of some bridge or interface between them, that is called as the API. So what exactly this API? API is nothing but consists of the different components. So in the previous video already I have explained what are the different components. So main component in the API is nothing but the service URL. Okay, then it also consists of the different HTTP methods, like there is a post method, get method, put method, delete method, etc. Okay, now in this example also you can see here, you can easily see here, here is the one application one. So this example we are going to test today. I am going to demonstrate you this example. Okay, so this is the one application here, application one. For example, our application one is the Postman tool. Okay, and there is another application, application two. So this another application is nothing but the one particular website, bookstore website. Okay, now what we want to fetch the details of the books from this particular website. Okay, and how we are going to fetch these details of the book? So details of this book we are going to fetch with the help of the API. Now, who is going to provide this API? So this API will be provided by whom? This particular application tool. So this bookstore website will provide us the particular API. Okay, for example, this is the API provided by this bookstore application. Okay, now using this API, we will send request to this particular website, and then this website will send us the reply. So what will be the reply? Reply will be consist of the different kind of books, its authors, its ISBN number, etc., etc. Okay, so let's continue with our demonstration, how we can test the API. Now we are going to have this API, okay, and we are going to test this API. So as a part of testing, we will send some API request from this application one to the application two. Okay, and again, as a part of a response, this application two will send some response to the application one. Okay, so our application one request will consist of what kind of information we want, and what kind of message we are going to send through the API. So what will be its language, that everything will be part of our request. Okay. And response will be sent by the application to. So response will be consist of what? Information regarding the books, its authors, ISBN, etc. Okay. So here our application one is going to be what? The Postman tool. Okay. And our application two is nothing but this bookstore website. Okay. And this API of bookstore is already provided by this particular application. Okay. I will show you that. Now, as we already understood what we are going to test using the API, and for the testing purpose we are going to use the Postman tool. Okay. Now, so what exactly this Postman tool? So this Postman tool is nothing but one particular testing tool. Okay. And what, for what purpose it is used? So this testing tool is used for the testing the different kind of API, as well as in order to test the API we use the particular Postman tool, as already I have written here. So Postman is a popular API development and the testing tool. Now today we are not going to develop any API. We are going to use the ready-made API which is provided by the bookstore website. Okay. So we are going to just test the API. Okay. So that testing, as a part of the testing, we will get the reply or the response from this particular bookstore application, and our response will be consist of what? Response will be consist of the detailed information regarding the books. Okay. Now, uh, before showing you the detailed demonstration, I hope you have understood what is the concept of Postman. So Postman is also what? It's one kind of application, and for what purpose it is used? It is used for the testing the API. Okay. Now, in order to test the your API, first you need to install the Postman tool on your computer or on your laptop. Okay. And after installing it, then we have to put the details in the Postman tool. Details like what? We have to put the particular uh, API which is provided by the bookstore application, and we have to mention the method we are going to use. So we have to fetch some information. So we will be using the GET request here. Okay. And then we'll just now this particular request we are going to send with the help of what? We are going to send this request with the help of JSON language. So header part, in the header part we have to mention the content type as a JSON. Okay, I will show you that in the Postman tool. As a part of our so this is just a sample example I am showing you here. So as a part of our API, we are going to use the API provided by the bookstore. Okay. And after giving that API in the Postman tool, we have to set the method as a GET request. Okay. So let me first download the Postman API. Okay. So in order to download the Postman API, simply you have to go to the Google Chrome. Okay. And in the Google Chrome, just type here Google and download Postman for Windows. Okay. Simply click here. Okay, and just click on Windows 64-bit. So based on what kind of configuration your computer is having or your laptop is having, you have to choose the setup for the Postman. Okay, so this already I have downloaded. Okay, let me show you. So this Postman tool already I have downloaded. Okay, now once you download it, just double click it and install it on your laptop or computer. Okay. Okay, so it's getting installed. Let's wait for some time. Okay, once it will get installed, then we have to provide 2 3 things to the Postman tool. So here our Postman tool is acting as a one application as I shown you here. Okay, and API is already provided by the bookstore application, and the bookstore application is nothing but our application tool. Okay. Okay, so our Postman tool is already installed here. You can see. Okay. Okay, so now we want the API, right? So you just use this particular website. This is the website of that bookstore application. This that is our application number 2. Okay, so just put this URL in the search bar, and then we will have the bookstore application website here. Okay. Now we want the API of this bookstore application. Okay, so for that, just under the get method, click on try it out and execute. Okay, then this bookstore application will provide you the one API. So this is our bookstore API, which is nothing but your request URL. Okay, now as we have mentioned in the slide, here you can see this API will be provided by the, here you can see this API will be provided by this bookstore application. Okay, and where we are putting this API, we are putting this API in the Postman tool. Okay, then once we put this request in the Postman tool, so let me put it in the Postman tool. Okay, I have pasted it here. Okay, then what other things you have to set? So other things that you have to set are nothing but the headers. So header already I have set here. So how you can set? Let me show you. So I'm just removing it. Okay, so just click here and just mention accept, and what kind of response you want to accept. We want to accept the response in the form of the JSON language, and in which language you are sending the request. So we are sending the request also in the form of the JSON language. Okay, so this first thing we have to set is what we have to put the API, that is the service URL provided by the application tool, that is our bookstore application. Then here you can see different methods are here. Now we want to fetch some information from the bookstore, so that for that purpose we use the get method. Okay, if you want to send something to the application tool, then we have to use the post method. But here thing is what we want to request some information from, or we want to get some information from the bookstore application. So that's why we are putting here the get method. Okay, and once we fill all these details, first is the service URL, that is nothing but your API service URL, get method, and the this particular keys accept and the content type. So these all the components is nothing but your API. Understood? So API is nothing but what? Combination of all these components, like which kind of method, HTTP method you are using, which service you are using, which key values you are using. So combining all these components, there is a formation of your API. Okay. So we have put all the details now. As you can see in the our slide, once once you have the Postman application, you will put all the details like service URL, HTTP method, and keys, uh, like in using which language you are requesting the information, and using which language you want to accept the information. That after filling all these details, simply you have to do what? Simply you have to hit on the send button. And once you hit on the send button, the request will be sent from application 1 to the application 2, and then application 2 will send like this. The once you hit on the send button, request will be sent from application 1 to the application 2, and then application 2 send the response with the bookstore information. Okay, so let's go to the Postman. I am clicking on the this. Okay, I am clicking on the hit button or send button now. And let's see what response we are getting. Okay, so now you can see we have got the response in the form of the JSON format. We have got the details of the books here. Okay, let me put it on the notepad and you can easily see. Now you can see whatever the books are available on that bookstore application. So all the details of the books we have got here, like ISBN number, title, subtitle, author name, publish date, publisher, number of pages in that book. This is the one book application. There is another, this para giving you the information of another books. So whatever the books are available on that website, so details of all the books and all the related details will be fetched using the this particular gate method. Understood? So this is nothing but the demonstration of how we can test the API. So which API we have tested here? We have tested this bookstore API. Okay, and using which method? HTTP GET method. Understood? So same thing I have mentioned in the slides also. So as we have discussed, Postman is nothing but what? So using this Postman tool, what we have done? We have tested the one particular API. So which API we have tested? The bookstore API. Understood? And which steps we are following? Simply we are following these steps, like getting the, we have to get the data from particular website, like another website we have used here. Different example is given. So this is the website we have to, from which we have to fetch some data. Okay. So what we are doing? Let me show you. So this is the website from which we want to fetch the data. In our example, we have used the bookstore website. Okay. In and get method we have selected in the post one. Then service URL we have got from the bookstore, and then after that we have just press on the send button, and we got the status code and JSON response as I have shown you on the Postman tool. Okay. So let me show you once again. So here you can see we have got the response as a 200, means the communication between the application and application 2 is successful, and the application 2 has sent us the response here. So this Postman tool is nothing but our application 1, and this particular website is nothing but our application 2. Okay. And in order to communicate between this application and an application 2, we are using this service URL. That is nothing but part of your API. Okay. So I hope all of you have understood the how we can test the particular API using the Postman tool. And so if you have understood, so you can share it with your friends and also subscribe to the channel. Okay. So that's it from the today's video. Thanks all of you.